All right, so welcome to step number one, which is the niche domain. How do we get started? How do we go? The main problem with trying to make money online is info overload, not knowing what to do. The solution is focused domain and head start. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how I choose domain names, how I find domains that are going to give me that head start with traffic, with rankings, that's going to kind of point me in the right direction so that I know exactly what I'm doing. So I know what I'm getting into. I know what I'm making content about. I know how to use AI. I know how to use blogging and the whole 9 yards. Again, going through understanding that we are using blogging as a content management system. We are publishers. We are not bloggers. What that means is we are deliberately putting content online that we know people will respond to and we know will lead to things that make money. Now, the solution is having a focused domain and a head start. Choosing the right domain using my method is a very straightforward way. I think you're going to find it works every single time I do it, because what happens is we're building on something that already exists, and we're building on something that is going to get picked up and get rankings a lot faster. Now, I've seen this happen with a lot of them. I was just checking one this morning, which was a domain that I got a couple years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago or something like that, where I got Florida Traffic Schools. We got this Florida Traffic Schools domain, and obviously Florida Traffic Schools and traffic tickets and all of that stuff is actually very expensive traffic, right? I mean, if you were to look at traffic tickets and lawyers for traffic tickets and things like that, what you're going to see is there's a lot of money here, which is really cool. Sterling is saying it still ranks well with the dash in the URL. Doesn't matter what's in the URL. If it ranks, it ranks. Like back here, you could see way before I bought it back in 2020, it had 63 keywords that were ranking. Not that many good keywords. Now we've actually done better than it was before, which is really cool. And like Megan says, yes, a lot of people do run red lights in Florida, so this is a pretty popular one. But what you'll see here is when you look at like traffic ticket calculator and different terms like this, you're going to see, even though this says we're number 22, we're actually number 1. Okay? Now, we're also number 3. I want you to look at who is here with me. All right, we got Schumann Law, who probably has more money to spend on advertising than I do. We have insurance.com, which definitely has more money to spend on advertising than I do. And then we have some other sites like this Clerk Guy, Tax, different things like that. We also have Improv, Traffic Tickets, Traffic School, and all of these. Now, when we look at this, we need to understand exactly what's going on, because what we have here is something that's worth money if you understand how it works. Oftentimes you'll find different things like maybe traffic, let's do online traffic school affiliate programs, right? And you can find online traffic school affiliate programs like this one here, American Safety Institute, or Funny in Florida for a funny traffic school here. And you can see they do pay money on sales. So they do have affiliate programs, very simple, very easy, driving, training associates, and different stuff like this. Now, in addition to that, we can also go over to SpyFu, and we could see, hey, wait a minute, this is a market that has a lot of money. So if you do traffic attorney or traffic lawyer or something like that, you are going to see, okay, now I have something that I know for a fact advertisers are paying big money for, and I can use this, right? So here we have traffic attorney, $6.82. Or 92, I think it is. Yeah, $6.92. What that means is if you were to Google traffic attorney, you are going to see sponsored ads here, which are these attorneys, sponsored websites here, which are these guys. Then you have the free results here, right? And then down on the bottom, you're going to have some other ads and things like that. Now, what this means is this guy here, and this link here are paying on average $6 or more for that traffic. Now, this is traffic that I am literally getting free right now. And if you're going to look at like Florida speeding fines, I don't know if we rank for that one. I haven't done much with this site in a long time, which is why I think it's actually a really good one to look at, because these stand the test of time. While everyone else is talking about, all these volatilities in SEO and all of this stuff, we've actually been ranking with stuff for many years, right? This is something I've been doing since 2002. With the invention of AI and all of the stuff that's happened, it's actually become a lot easier, because back in the day we had to make content Now the AI makes the content for us, which, by the way, this is AI content that is here ranking with these lawyers. It's even an AI calculator that I made here. Super simple, super straightforward. Now, when we understand how this works, we can see, okay, how much is a red light ticket in Florida? Obviously, they're like, probably got a ticket and they're wondering how much it's going to cost, or they saw it, take the picture, or whatever it is, right? Very, very important. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and put ads and offers on it. Now, what I would do with this one, and again, I haven't done anything with this site since I set it up as a live demo a couple years ago. What we're going to do is we could do something like traffic, see if there's anything for traffic lawyers or stuff like that. Interesting, weird stuff here. But if we were to do, let's say, lawyer or even insurance, right? This would be really good for insurance because it's like, oh, here you go. Here you got the motor vehicle stuff. You can do car insurance. And what's going to happen is you're going to see, okay, car insurance pays really well there. SpyFu is going to show us that car insurance pays really well on ads. And boom, there we go. Robert, this one is getting traffic. I have not put ads on it yet. Now, car insurance is a little bit different. Did we spell that right? Let's see here. Car insurance should be showing more stuff there. Let's see. Usually car insurance is around the $40, $20 to $40 per click range, which is really cool. So if we do, let's just do like Florida car insurance. Florida car insurance. There you go, $47 a click. Right? Now, how many of you guys see that? You're like, okay, that makes sense. That's cool. So you get a domain that basically ranked, right? This is one, I can actually figure out when I bought it. Let me pull up my Gmail and I'll figure out when I bought the domain. So we have Florida traffic schools. So this one I bought back in January. So in January, I actually, I got the site in January 14th. So it's still ranking, and you can see it in January 14th when I got it. Usually there's like a little dip right around here. Never really had much of a dip. We just built it up and got the traffic, which is really cool. Now, how many of you guys see this and you're like, oh, that makes perfect sense? There is plenty of people that get Florida traffic tickets, go to Florida traffic schools, and have car insurance in Florida that I could make a good living with. Type living if you see that, okay? Now, Russell says, does that mean if someone clicks the Google link, you pay $47 for that visit? I don't know how the CPC works. So what that means is if we type in car insurance, on average, Insurance Way, NerdWallet, Progressive, Simply, Allstate, and these other sponsored ads are paying on average somewhere in the bidding war of $47. So chances are this guy's paying 47, this guy's paying 46, this guy pays 45. It's kind of like a bidding one. Now, what happens is if this is clicked on, don't have to buy anything, don't have to fill out a form, don't have to call and get insurance. All they do is click, and that company pays $47. Now, looking at that, what that tells us is, hey, wait a minute, there's a lot of money in this market. Ergo, if I make a site in it, now I can tap into a lot of that money. So understanding how this works is super simple. And as you can see, the rankings never dropped. We actually got better, right? I think here they might have dropped for like a minute. He still had one keyword. But once we took it over, it started to build back. What we're looking at is these lines here of what's actually ranking. And again, this is geo-targeted, so you're going to see, a lot of these we actually do rank better than Ahrefs is saying. And again, this is a terribly neglected site. It's one we can build up really good. And you can see here WikiHow is showing up for this one, which is a very popular publisher. This is where we're looking at. Russell says, do you pay if you're not in the sponsored, but just in the organic? No. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. All of this traffic that I'm getting, okay, from these terms, I don't pay anything for. So we're literally generating customers out of thin air in markets where people want customers. How many of you guys see that as profitable, right? You're like, wait a minute, that's pretty cool. So rankings are based on click-throughs only. So there's two types of rankings. The first type of ranking is the sponsored ones, which depends on what you're willing to pay Google, right? That's how that works. The other one is the free stuff. So like if we go through and we type something in like, let's do Florida attorney or something like that, okay? These people are paying That's how they get there. It doesn't even matter what their domain is. And if you live here in Florida, you know that Dan Newlin and Morgan have basically more money than everyone to advertise because they're on TV 24/7. I think they're actually on more than the shows I like to watch because they advertise every 5 seconds. They do that because it generates customers. Now, what happens is on TV, they have to spend thousands of dollars to get one phone call, right? Online, what they're doing is they're getting someone looking up a Florida attorney, right? You think of the difference. It's like who watches, soap operas during the day of those people who need an attorney, of the people who need an attorney, who needs the type that Dan Newlin is and Morgan is, and then it just trickles down, which means the cost per customer goes up exponentially. So what we're doing is I'm saying, let's rank here. Let's rank here, because Florida Bar, they don't pay nothing. They get a ton of traffic. They're not paying anything. Watch this. If we were to take Florida Bar and we look this one up, you're going to see they rank for all kinds of stuff, and it's free. And if you rank here, you'll rank in AI. We'll show you how that works. So their estimated value of traffic they get from Google for free at an estimate of $2 a click. Pretty conservative considering car insurance is $47. So they're getting on average almost $400,000 a month worth of free traffic. They don't pay for anything. If you were to go through and do Morgan and Morgan, I don't know, how do you do that? Let's see what their site is. I think it's around here somewhere. They probably own Morgan.com, I would think. Let's see, Morgan and Morgan. We'll just type it in, Morgan and Morgan. I don't want to charge the guy $47. So there you go. Okay, so forthepeople.com. So if you do forthepeople.com, they have a mix of organic keywords related to law stuff. Look at the traffic value. This is based on free traffic. Now, they're also paying $300,000 a month or more to Google for paid traffic, right? So here's the paid, here's the free. But their free traffic, Ahrefs is saying, is worth $6.7 million a month. This is where we say, as a blogger, you are a publisher, you are not a blogger. Super important. That's why I opened WikiHow, because WikiHow is a business that literally uses blogging as publishing, and they're generating, last I checked, I think it's over $100 million a year. I believe, or 50 million, let's say WikiHow revenue. And you'll see they make a fortune. So between 10 and 15, I've heard estimates of 50. And by the way, do you guys want to know how to rank in AI? Check it out. I'm actually outranking WikiHow right there. So you guys, I didn't even plan on this, but there I am, right? There's video there. So looking at that is like, okay, now we're understanding exactly how this business works, exactly what's going on, exactly how they make money. We are a publisher. How many of you guys understand if you can publish stuff and get it in front of the right people, there's a lot of money there, right? Some people do this and make $10,000 a month. Some people do this and make $10,000 a day or more. And you start to look at this and understand, okay, how does this work? What are the shortcuts? Because right now, how many of you guys are excited about this? You're like, wow, I want to be a publisher. Type publisher equals money if this is something you want to do, right? It doesn't have to be solidified. You don't need to know all the ins and outs. We're going to cover all that. But if you're like, yeah, if I can make content, just like Marcus did, and rank for, something like, Florida law, wow, he's got a lot of makeup. That might even be AI Morgan. I don't know. But now looking at this, we're going to start to understand exactly where everything fits and where it goes. Because if you can get traffic free or inexpensively from Google, from ChatGPT, from whatever it is, then you can start to see how everything works. And when you look at something like WikiHow, they're kind of all over the place, but they make a lot of money. And you can see the things that they rank for, right? You have mental age test, difficult person, palm reading, Adam Sandler outfits. I think he only owns one. But going through and looking all this, you're going to understand, okay, there are things that we can do that actually turn a really good profit. And looking at where we want to be is key. Now, when we get into blogging and we understand that we're publishers, first, we want to start by picking a direction. Now, there's a lot of schools of thoughts that say, hey, you need to pick a direction of something you're passionate about, something you like, something you know about, whatever. And they're trying to figure out things that they like or whatever. And I think that sometimes what that does is it puts a hole in the boat and the boat starts sinking, because that's not always the most profitable, right? If I like making baskets, it might not be the most profitable. If I just want to make content about baskets, I might need something else. Also, if I was to start with something from ground zero, where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start a blog about baskets, I go over to GoDaddy or whatever, and I search for a domain about baskets, what's going to happen is I'm starting with nothing. So we'll do baskets, right, like that. You can find domains about baskets, maybe even like best baskets or cool baskets or make baskets, something like that, okay? You could see, okay, in addition to having to pay $4,288 for this domain, which is a bit high, you're gonna see there is literally nothing on Ahrefs that does us any favors. I want you to write down, if you're taking notes, we want a domain that does favors for us. I want something like the Florida Traffic one, where the minute I put content on it, it gets picked up, I get traffic, I'm in front of those people. I could go sell that domain to some Florida traffic attorney probably tomorrow if I wanted to. And how many of you guys would be like, wow, that's pretty cool for a domain you bought, 10 months ago that actually ranks and you can build up into a business. And this is what we see time and time again if you know what you're looking for. So something like makebaskets.com, even though it's $4,200 over here, $4,300 almost, it does no benefit for us here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to start without any preconceived idea. As a marketer, something that I learned back in 2002, 2001, probably even back in 2000, was the power of finding something you know you can get. Like, imagine it this way. Let's say, how many of you guys have struggled to pick a niche market? Type niche if you've struggled, right? Let me know if you've struggled trying to find a niche market, and we're gonna answer that question. It'll be over. Okay, so if you've struggled to find a niche market, back in 2000, I said to myself something interesting, and it worked really, really well for the last 25, almost 26 years. And what I said to myself is, instead of trying to find a niche that I think is good, because I don't know, I don't know if basketball would be a good niche. I have no idea. So instead of that, what if I looked at the data and found something that I can piggyback on that already exists? It's much like if you were to come into a new town and you're like, I'm gonna start a restaurant, what should I cook? Okay, well, wouldn't it be better if there was a guy with a restaurant who was terrible at business, but he got a lot of customers, and you just went in there and took over his restaurant? Type takeover if you think that would be easy. That's why here in my town, they're opening like 19 Chick-fil-A's within 5 seconds of each other. I think eventually there's just going to be one in my garage. I don't know. I think apparently everyone needs to eat Chick-fil-A every 5 minutes. But at any rate, they're doing that because they know it works. If Chick-fil-A, the owner of Chick-fil-A, came out and he's like, I think we need to make, chicken on a stick filet. Okay, it's close, but that's not the market that worked. Why are they so successful? Because they're following what worked. They're building on something they know works based on data. Like if you woke up and you said, hey, I want to start a Chick-fil-A, but I want to make steak, it's not going to work. You will go bankrupt. Guaranteed, done deal. Don't pass go, don't get your $200. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at why this works. Now, Isaac says, yes, but isn't it different because you're not acquiring a business model with the domain? Yes and no. You're acquiring the starting point. So it'd be like acquiring the customer database with it. So like, are you getting like the shelves and the stove and the chicken fryer? No. But if I could, like, let's say you were going to start a restaurant and the restaurant's empty. There's nothing in it. But they're allowing you to keep the sign that says Chick-fil-A. That alone is worth money. That is what's worth the money. Like if you have a different chicken company there, it's not going to sell like Chick-fil-A, right? Does that make sense? Like having that, you are tapping into the branding, the traffic, the everything, right? Like if you were to take over google.com, okay, you wouldn't need to do much to be successful because they already have the traffic. And that's what we're tapping into. So what we're doing and why this works is we are using the existing authority. Okay, if I was to set up a new website and try to rank for all these different things here, it wouldn't work on a new domain. So we need to have something very, very specific. Okay, Robert says, would you name it Chicken Stop? I would name it whatever the domain is, right? So if the domain was thischickenisfunny.com and that had traffic, I'm going to buy that because that is where the traffic's at. That's where the rankings are, right? Very, very important. So when we understand that, it's key. It's almost like if you could buy someone's name. Let's say in my local area, there's a handyman who is the best handyman ever, right? His dude just does everything. It's great. His prices are excellent. Everybody loves him. Everyone on Facebook talks about him. Everyone in the community talks about him. And I'm able to buy his phone number. Jackpot. Unless I serve the customers terribly, I have something that works, right? And Robert says, would you get thebesthandyman.com? I would not, unless it had rankings. This is where we have to look at data. A lot of my students come to me and they buy tens, hundreds, sometimes thousands of domains, and they don't really know why. Now, I'm very specific on domains I buy. Even though I can afford to buy some crappy domains, I'm not going to buy them. So this one, to me, is pretty bad. I'm not going to buy it, right? It never had any rankings, nothing here. So instead, what if I went and I looked for a handyman domain, if that was the niche I wanted to go into? I could use a tool like spamzilla.com, and I could type in handyman, and I could see what's available for handyman, and I would try to find the best. So OcalaHandymanCo.com has 31 rankings in Google, very valuable traffic. That would probably be the one I would take, right? Because now you got traffic there, you got 21 keywords, it's all related to all the stuff the handyman does in Ocala. That would be something that would work. And if I was to buy this, I want to show you why this is instantly worth money if done correctly. Because if he ranks for Ocala Handyman right over here, which, let's see, what's his domain? His domain is OcalaHandymanCo.com. So if he ranks here, which sometimes they drop off, which is fine. Sometimes they stay. It just depends on how long ago the domain went away. But if it has rankings now, I literally am buying an asset that's worth money right now. There he is. Okay, do you guys see that? Type money now if you guys see, oh, well, there he is. And yes, people are paying. And yes, there he is. That asset is worth money. If you guys see that, type asset equals money or something like that. Now, we would have to pay for it, right? This domain right now, it's $15. It's got 12 days to go. No bids on it. Probably a pretty safe one to get. I could sell that to an Ocala Handyman guy pretty expensively, or I could build it myself and do affiliate marketing, which is what we're talking about. Handyman, these guys pay for leads, right? So if we do Handyman, there you go. You got $9.75 a lead, $2 to $30 a lead, $2 to $30 a lead, $15 a lead. How many of you guys are like, oh, that makes perfect sense? Okay. John says, I had Rev Puffy Eyes and Charter Boat Florida. Okay, so let's see if these are any good. Most of the time they're not, because people don't know they don't know why they would want to buy a domain. See, this has nothing. So it's literally just a domain. Now, is that to say it's worth nothing? No, to some eye doctor, it might be worth money. Or Charter Boat, that might be worth money to a charter boat company. But to us as publishers, it's the same as XYZ123999.com. Doesn't matter. There is nothing valuable there. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense? And if you get that, you're going to see, oh, now this works. And again, your reduced puffy eyes has nothing on it. So what we want to do is buy something of value. So this handyman one, well, it is a weird one, right? Like, I could sell it to a handyman or whatever. Probably not the best for blogging, Like I probably wouldn't do that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this. Back when I first started marketing, what I did is I would use something called trigger words to find no competition or low competition keywords. So instead of going here and typing in something like mortgage, like so many people do, right, like this, okay, what I would do, this is super hard, you're not going to rank for it. You're going to have to outrank like Bank of America and all these other companies. Instead of doing that, I would enter a trigger word, which would be something like lower. What do people want to lower? Now we got medium, and we could see how to lower blood pressure, cholesterol. In here, you'll probably have lower mortgage. I think I did see it on that other screen over there, right here. So now lower mortgage, okay, not that much, but the competition drops drastically. How many of you guys saw that? Type low competition if you saw the competition drop drastically and you're like, oh, so this would be easier to get traffic for. Mortgage or refinance, that's difficult. So that's tip number one. How many of you guys just got an aha? You're like, okay, I see it. Type aha, that's the first one I want you to get. Because what we're going to do is we're going to stack these on top of each other so that you understand exactly what's going on. Okay, so first, yeah, let's get low comp. Second, what if we applied the trigger word method to domain buying so we could automatically find domains that are aged with a pre-built history, trust with the search engines, rankings, backlinks, domain authority, skip the Google sandbox so we could literally get ranked now, right? Like the one about the traffic attorneys that I have, it never didn't rank. The minute I bought it, it ranked. Much like another one, which we got for a client a couple years ago. We got the termite one, which did really good. Termite, this one here. And again, it ranked there. So it picked back. It had a little dip for like 2 minutes, right? Or a week or something. But then it bounced back. And again, these are keywords that are valuable to termite companies, right? Like exterminators and stuff like that. Now, again, going through and understanding, okay, this is going to give you that head start. You're going to get the ranking. You can get the traffic. Now you know what you're going to build and grow so that you could focus and say, okay, well, now I'm there. Now I just build and grow on this. How many of you guys would like something where you're going to build on something that already exists rather than trying to, get some social media algorithm or try to get something that will eventually get one keyword or something like that? That's what this challenge is all about. So what we're going to do is we're going to use tools like Spamzilla or GoDaddy Auctions. Now, Spamzilla, it's a $37 a month program. It's a good program. If you don't have Ahrefs, it's not that good, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to use this with our Ahrefs, and I'm going to show you. Don't get any tools yet. I think at the end of this call, you're going to be like, well, that's better than all the tools combined. I'm going to do that. So sit tight. I think you'll like it. Now, going through here, what we can do is we could literally just go to all domains. We can sort them by positions. Again, you do need a working Ahrefs. I think you need the $399 a month plan. So like $400 a month plus the 37, $437. It is pretty pricey, especially if you don't know what you're looking for. Someone like me, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I can look at something like this and see, okay, English for students, it's got a good traffic amount, got good positions. If I wanted to promote some kind of tool that was about this here, we can go through and see what it ranks for, so different meanings of words. So this would be good for promoting something like Grammarly or Rosetta Stone or some kind of language program, right? How many of you guys see that and you're like, okay, that totally makes sense. Now, this might be a little expensive. Let's take a look at where it's at. Yeah, it's $1,100. It's got 3 days to go. This thing's going to go for like 10 grand. How many of you guys are like, yeah, I'm out. I don't got 10 grand to buy a domain, and even if I did, I wouldn't really know what to do with it. Would it be a good one? Sure. But, again, we're going to look for something better, inexpensive, because here's the deal. How many of you guys, you get the idea, but you're not confident that you could pick a good domain, right? Type domain if that's you. If you're like, yeah, I get the idea, but I don't know if I could pick one. Okay, now follow with me for a second, because you guys follow my stuff. There's people that have been following me for 3, 4, 5 years, and when we look at that, you guys know what you're doing for the most part. Like, you've seen domains, you see how this works. You're ahead of the vast majority of people. So it's safe to say the majority of people, there's a very small select group of people that knows how to buy domains that are going to both have value and rankings and help us out, okay? I happen to be one of those people. I'm going to show you some of the things I know, and then I'm going to show you why it's better to get a domain from me and more cost effective to start your challenge, right? How many of you guys with this blog challenge, you want to start on the right foot? Type right foot if you're like, okay, yeah, I don't want to, be back in the corner. I want to start on the right foot. I want to get this thing going. I want to see some results quick. Okay, that's what this is about, because for me, I'm probably one of the most impatient people. I need to see things quick or I get irritated, like same day kind of quick, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and look at these domains. You can see Every Music, Official Ticket Center. So if I wanted to do like a ticket site for, concerts or whatever this is about, we could do that. Looks like this one had quite a bit of a tank, but it is actually ranking still. So we could utilize some of that. It is still getting traffic. That'd probably be a good one. Like, I could sell some Disney tickets as an affiliate, different things like that. Now, again, going through here, you're going to find that it seems like all the good ones are taken or too expensive, right? 185, got 3 days left. This is going to go for more than $1,000. Now, is it worth it? Yeah, probably. I've bought some domains for a couple $1,000s before, but most people, again, they don't have that to risk. What we want to do is we want to look at something that's going to work well. There's Look Lottery, all right, something about lottery, and on we go. So what I do is I try to find things without any preconceived idea of what I want to do, and I try to think of what a domain would look like, right? So this is one I bought this morning. Okay, I just bought this one this morning, and I noticed it because I was like, okay, outsource robo. What is that? Like outsource robot, AI, outsourcing, big niche right now. How many of you guys are like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I know outsourcing and AI is just ridiculous right now. Everyone, that's all people talk about. And I can see that it actually did have a few rankings. It wasn't crazy good rankings, but it had 13 rankings that I don't have currently. And it had 32. And now I can see it ranked for outsourced content writing service, offshore web development, offshore virtual assistants. This is money traffic. Now, I took a little hit on the rankings. Usually I'd like to see these higher, but because of the niche and because I know this is a pretty easy one to get into, I was like, okay, this can work. This can absolutely work here. It was ranking 30 for outsourced content writing services, graphic design, all of these here. You can also see most of the traffic was USA, which is solid, right? Hire a virtual assistant, things like that. Now, knowing that, I'm like, okay, all I would need to do is build this up as a website to teach people how to outsource either with AI or to other countries. I could lead to things like onlinejobs.ph and get anywhere from $30 to $100 a month per sale. I could link to Fiverr. Fiverr has a fantastic affiliate program, and it's the same kind of thing, right? Outsourcers and stuff like that. And when we start to look at this and say, okay, here's the money there, we can go over here and say, let's do hire outsourcer, something like that. Usually these will put a pretty good amount. I probably have the wrong word here, but let's do hire programmer. That'll probably work. So hire a programmer. We can see here $18 a click, right? So how many of you guys are seeing this and you're like, oh, so it's literally you pair the domain, which already has rankings, already has a head start, with the keywords, with the content, build it all together, get the traffic back up, and sell things that make money or drive them to clicks that pay a lot. How many of you guys see it? Type 100 if you're like, okay, I get it. If you kind of get it, put a 50. If you don't get it at all, put a 0. But it looks like most people get it. It's a pretty straightforward process. I know a lot of people try to overcomplicate this, but it really is just building it up. Like this traffic ticket one We just go through and build it up. Super, super simple, okay? So now we're going through and making it work. And we're going to focus, okay? George, I think you're going to find today's offer, like, way better, okay? Trust me, you're going to love the offer at the end of this. It's cost effective. It makes sense. It's something I think everyone needs to do if you plan on going through the blog challenge. So now going through, we're going to say, what are we going to do? We're going to find a domain, use Spamzilla, GoDaddy Auctions. You could use expired domains. What you're going to do is you're going to vet the domain's history, make sure it's clean, wasn't used for spam. Pretty easy. Most of them are pretty good. If they had rankings recently, they're probably fine. Like this one here, I'm sure it's probably fine. Okay? Now, it's never a guarantee, but looking at it, you're usually okay. Google doesn't penalize old spammy backlinks as much. I know a lot of people think they do, but if that was what Google cared about, then I could just go to my competitor and give them crappy backlinks and take them out. That's not the case. So we got to look at that and understand. So we're going to look at the backlinks, domain authority, everything like that. We're going to find the domain, vet the domain, and make sure it's relevant to our chosen niche. But rather, let's let the domain decide our niche, right? Because if the domain decides our niche, then we take all the guesswork out. We already have the traffic. Now we just put it to whatever we're going to do. Like if you have the traffic, it's easy to point it to things that make money. Okay, you just have to understand what that traffic wants. Then we're going to analyze it, find out what keywords the domain has already ranked for. It's going to tell you what Google already thinks the site is about. We're going to use AI to create new high-quality content specifically targeting those keywords. We're going to use AI tools to create content quickly and scale up. We are also going to look at outside things that we could use to build it up as well. Okay, then we're going to go through, leverage the old URLs. What that means is you're going to have a pages report, and the pages report is going to have the pages that rank. So like this one here, we need a page there. That's why I put that there. This one here, we would need a page there. That's why I have this one. And it's an ugly page. We got to fix this one. But very simple. And you can see that is usually the ones that will rank are the ones that I put content on. And why? Because it ranked before. Very simple, very straightforward. Florida Traffic Schools here, you can see all of these. Very cool. Now, some of these work on big ones, like right now I have Explainer Video Production. This was a more expensive domain, but I bought it because it was like, oh, the Explainer video market, the whiteboard video market is big, especially in the age of AI. And this one actually gets me traffic daily, and it's got a traffic value of 1,500. So how many of you guys, if you bought a domain like this for $600, and it says the traffic value is $1,500 a month, you'd be like, wow, I'm actually ahead of the game now. That's about $18,000 a year worth of traffic. Okay, and boom, there we go. Super simple, super straightforward. And all you have to do is like, there you go. Now, a lot of people might be like, okay, well, I don't know if I have that to risk. We're gonna show you how to get a domain for like $100. How many of you guys, if I could show you beyond a shadow of a doubt, how to get a domain for $100, maybe $300 for a good one, you'd be like, I would buy this yesterday, take my money, you'd be throwing money at the screen because you see the value. Type value if you see the value, and hopefully our dog sees the value. She absolutely sees the value. She's like whining about the value, okay? All right, calm down, dog. Calm down. Our big whining dog, but she's here. So now, if you had those, you would see how it works. And again, this one, it had a drop point because it took me a minute to build it up. So if we do last year, you can see here it dropped right here. So you got the positions dropped a little bit, and then it went over here and dropped a little bit more, okay? That dog is not happy. You know what's funny is she's like a giant dog, but she whines like a little chihuahua. She's just a big baby. She's just a baby. All right. I already have domains. I'm gonna urge everyone for this challenge to get a new domain. Like Isaac asked, how is the value created? What do they use to set the value? So this value is based on what people are paying on paid traffic. So they're saying overall, the words that this ranks for. So there's a lot of crap words on this one, I'll show you some of them. Like we have Put Locker Down. That's some kind of old video site. That's not worth anything. Explainer Video Production, that is worth something. So what we're looking for is the stuff that's actually worth something, and they're basing it on, if I had to buy this traffic, what would it cost me? Right? Does that make sense? So that one's worth $12.81. Okay, is everyone following? So it's all based on, if I had to buy the traffic, what would it cost me? Okay? Very cool. So going through here, we're going to analyze the domain, build the content, leverage the old URLs. It's very important on these sites that we leverage the old URLs. So when I go into pages here and you see, okay, before I bought the site in January, okay, this had 332 pages in Google that ranked. So I needed to make 332 pages for this site because that's what there was. Now, before AI, this was a complete pain in the butt. It would cost me $5,000 to get good content. Now I can use AI and do this fairly quickly. How about you guys are like, oh, this totally makes sense. And I'll show you when I bought and took over the site so you could see what the timeline looked like. So you could see, yeah, this is about getting faster results. Obviously, money and results and everything are not guaranteed. However, what I'm showing you, these are things that I've been using since 2002. I'll never forget it. 2002, I was sitting there and I was like, I'm going to rank some sites. And boom, we were able to get it. So going through here, we're going to go through and look at exactly what's going on and take a look at where we're at. So going through here, I bought this domain. I'll show you full transparency. How many of you guys want to see the, like, hey, this is what you do. Here you go. You're going to see what I paid for the thing you're going to buy today. You're going to see why it's worth value and everything like that. So when we look at this, this is going to be transparency like you've never seen before. I bought Explainer Video Production for $565 on March 2nd. Now, there is a timeline from the time you buy it to the time it drops in your account. Okay, so let me find the account drop date. It's usually like 10 days later or something like that. Let's see, GoDaddy. So this dropped in my account March 10th. Right, so March 10th, that's when it dropped in my account. There it is right there, March 10. Took me a while to make content because I was busy in March. We had a lot of stuff going on. And so I went through, I built the content up, and it ranked fairly quickly. I think we got some of the rankings back really quick. So we could see here, top animation artist, explainer video length, and we could see here once the dip happened, so May, and then June is about when it started taking off. Now, you're going to see some of the pages and stuff didn't, like the traffic went down, but the earnings go up because we're focusing on the traffic that works very well. So what happens here, and again, you can fact check all my stuff. If you were to look up Explainer Video Production, which is actually getting me traffic right now, you could see we are the first one after the paid ads. Okay, again, this is super important to understand how it works. Average TikTok video length, this is one because obviously people looking for that are looking to make explainer videos. There's software, there's tools. We are ranking number 3. And you can see it bounced back very quickly. I think if we were to look at one of these, they were all put up at the same time. And I believe it was all like May 28th or something. So they got picked up within days of putting them up, which is cool. How many of you guys, if you're like, oh wow, if I could get picked up in days, that'd be pretty cool. Now, Robert says, what do you think about his domain, Wild Boar Coffee? Well, again, we're looking at domains for what I can do with rankings. So looking at this graph and looking at your domain, let's see if it's worth anything. It had some, so it's okay. Yeah, it had some keywords. Let's see if it was spammed. So you got, yeah, this would be a good one. I would use this one. Definitely good for coffee stuff. Now, it did have some drops. I would look and see if it had any bad things, but yes, this would be considered a very good domain. Okay, that would be one that would definitely be worth using. Now, the coffee market is different because you're going to have a lot of competition, which is why this dropped. Because when you go through and look at like Nespresso versus this, the amount of people that are going to come to you versus the top ones like Reddit and stuff like that, that's what you'd look at. But this one, pretty solid. It does have rankings. That's exactly what we're looking at. So with Robert, you have learned wisely. That's what we want to do. What did you pay for that one? And then we're going to go through and we're going to look at what we can build it up as. So what you're going to do is you're going to say pivot. How am I going to pivot from this into what I'm going to do to actually make money with it, right? How am I actually going to turn it into a profit one? Now, we want to get you back here. That would be the goal. So there you go. Still has 18 days left. Okay, so that's at auction. And it's pretty good that it's at auction and still ranking. That's what you want. Okay. Now with this one, let's take a look at if it shows in Spamzilla. Probably shows on the GoDaddy regular or something like that. Wild Boar Coffee. Oh, we got to go all. There we go. So we'll go like this. And let's see. Wild Boar Coffee. Not seeing that one. But whatever auction you showed it at, it'll probably go pretty high. Auction. So you go like that. Wild Boar Coffee. There it is. Okay, so it's on Pork Bun. So this one here, looking at Wild Boar Coffee here, you'd go through and you'd see this. Starting bid 266. Wild Boar Coffee, 18 days left. It'll probably go pretty high. I've never bought at Pork Bun, but it'd probably go pretty high considering what it's looking for there, okay? Now, going through and looking, that is super, super, super important. Now, oh, it's on Spamzilla with Namecheap? Okay, so it's on Namecheap over here. Yeah, we could probably find it at this here. Namecheap auctions are pretty solid. We'll do that later. But going through and looking at it, that's what we want to do. Like this domain, yeah, if I could get that a couple $100, it'd be worth it. Okay, very cool. So now what we're doing is we're starting to look at this and say, okay, now I'm not starting from zero. If you had a domain like that, or like the explainer video, the termite, or the other domains that we get, you're not starting from zero. What I think people struggle with is they're starting from zero. They're like, okay, I'm going to go in the weight loss niche, and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, now you're starting from ground up. It's a big pain. It's very difficult. It's going to take 6 months. Even when you do rank, you're not going to rank good. You're not going to have a flow. You're not going to know what you're doing. How many of you guys, if you're honest with yourself, you're like, yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know, what should I do every day? I want to make money online, but I don't know what to do every day. I wake up, I check for a new course, I look at a domain, I think of ideas, but all in all, you have no clue what you're doing. Type a 0 if you have no clue what you're doing. Type 100 if you're like, I know what I'm doing. I'm good. I don't even need to be on this call. Looks like most of you need to know what you're doing. Now, how many of you would like to see me show you what to do? Like, okay, here's what you do. Here's your business. Here's how you set it up. Here's how you make it work. Like, hands down, no questions, here it is. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. Now, a lot of people, they want to get Ahrefs or SEMrush or keyword tools or whatever. Here's my bill from last month, and this was a low month, right? We didn't use it as much. I had a lot of things going on, so I wasn't using it as much, but it cost me $619. That's a lot of money to find keywords and domains. How many of you guys are like, yeah, that's a little high? And it's going to get higher because of the new Google changes. Those are going to be even more, okay? And a lot of people say, well, why do you recommend Ahrefs even though they don't pay you? Ahrefs, I'm not an affiliate of them. I could be an affiliate of SEMrush and sell that to you, but Ahrefs is better, and I'm not going to lie to you just to get you to buy something so I can make a few bucks. That's who you're dealing with here. I've had chances where I could make an extra 7 figures, yes, an extra $1 million. I don't do it because it goes against the ethics I have. Now, with this, this is the best one. Now, SEMrush is $130 a month. It doesn't work for what I need it for, which is the buying of the domains. Okay? So when we look at this, we're going to use Ahrefs, so $619. That's expensive. Spamzilla is $37. That's expensive. And then you still got to buy the domain names, which the cheap ones are $50. So how many of you guys are like, wait a minute, so I need to spend money here, I need to spend money here, I need to spend money here, and like a lot of you guys, you don't even know if it's a good one. You're like, at the end of the day, I'd spend the $700 and some odd dollars, I wouldn't even know if it's a good domain. If that's you, type money signs in the box, because I'm going to solve that problem for you. I'm going to give you something to go through this challenge with, and we're going to work on it together, and you're not going to look back because you're going to know what to do. Super, super important. Now, going through here, we're going to go and we're going to look at these domains and why they work. Okay, very important. We're going to focus. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. Excellent. Now, she's just whining because her mom left. So now we're going to go through and look at this in a very specific way, because when we look at these domains, we are going to look at what the value is. Now, if you were to get the keyword tools, even at the lowest amount, Ahrefs is $3.99 a month. Spamzilla is $37 a month. The domain is going to be anywhere from $50 to $300. The total cost just to get the tools to get a domain is going to be $736. How many of you guys are like, dude, that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of money to still not know what I'm doing. And you still have to pick the name, the niche, the offers, and hope it's good. So you're kind of like, okay, what am I going to do? Now, I know what's good. I bought this domain and sold it for $5,000. You want to guess what I bought that domain for? Take a guess what I bought this domain for. Someone says $12, $100, $50, $37, $100. I bought this one for $7.33. Good ROI there. Another one I got. Now again, is every domain going to sell for $5,000? Of course not. But what we're showing you, we're establishing a pattern of knowing what the business will bring, knowing what value is. Because this is like where you understand value in a completely different way. We are going to understand the value and say, okay, now we see something. Because someone out there didn't know that $7 domain, actually most people out there didn't know that $7 domain would be worth something. I did. That's why I bought it. Here's another one. I got Ranch Bucket. This one I think I bought for $40, sold it for $2,200. Got this one here, Animal Mash, sold it for $1,500, bought it for I think $40 plus the fee, so call it $52. Here's another one, $5,000, another one $1,500, another one $1,500, $330, bought that one for like $5, and bada bing, there you go. Russell says, where do you sell them? I sell them mostly when people come to me. So I have a business where I buy domains, build them up, rank them, and make websites. Okay? Also, I have where people contact me. So if you get the right domain, like these guys all reached out to me, I didn't go to them. Same with the domain I bought for $15 and sold for $25,000, they reached out to me. And when you understand this and you understand what value is online, because we've learned a lot today. We've only been here for 53 minutes. You guys have already learned there's value in search engine rankings. Like these guys are paying, the people down here are free. We've learned the value of rankings. We've learned the value of keywords. We've learned the value of domains. We've learned the value of a powerful domain. And now that we start to look at this, it's very important. Russell says, found you through what? If you have a good domain, they'll use Whois and they'll use a broker and they'll find you. That's why like this went through GoDaddy. This went through, I forget which way, Escrow. But they'll find you through them if you have a good one. They'll find you, which is why it's good to have your email or something like that you actually check, because sometimes you will miss the offers. Now, going through and looking at this, how many of you guys are pretty convinced I know how to buy domains and I know what I'm looking for, right? If we were to go through and look at some of the domains that I bought recently, like the one I bought this morning for the AI workforce, AI outsourcing, stuff like that, very cool. There's also some I got like perceptivegolf.com. Now, if you were to watch GoDaddy appraisal and you do perceptivegolf.com, you're going to see this one has a value. If it wants to show us the value, we'll have to go to my tool. Let's do GoDaddy Estimator. This is why I made the tool, because there's always times out. GoDaddy Estimator. So you can look it up on the GoDaddy Estimator tool. This links to the GoDaddy Estimator API, so it's exactly the same. What we're going to do is look at what Perceptive Golf would be valued at, and looks like maybe their tool's not working today. Yeah, their tool's not working today. Let's try Dynadot. So Dynadot's another one where you can see the values of domains, and what you're going to see is, okay, we can get kind of an eye view of what's going on. Okay, their tool's always down. Yeah, theirs is a pain. So now if you were to do Perceptive Golf, you could see this one is valued at $12.60. Okay, now does that mean it's worth $12.60 today? No, it's not worth anything until someone comes and pays for it. Is it worth more than $100? Yeah, I think it would be really hard for me to not get $100 for that, $300 for it. Now, in addition to this value, which is only based on the name, all it is based on is the name. It is not looking at backlinks. It's not looking at rankings. It's not looking at the head start it's going to give you. Nothing. So now we go through and we can see, okay, does it have rankings? Yes, it did. Are they about golf? That's what I want to know. If they're about junk, then I don't want it. But if they're about golf, now we got a domain that got value in the golf niche with traffic and rankings in the golf niche. I can give it to someone. They can build it out in the golf niche. Now you have a golf site. Boom, you're ready to go and make money. How many of you guys are like, that's what I want to do? Type money signs if that's what you want to do. And you can see here, this did actually have rankings and everything for all of this stuff, right? This is all golf stuff. It ranked for golf push cart. I mean, get out of here. We ranked for golf push. All I got to do is build this up and make it better. How many of you guys are like, this makes more sense than anything I've seen when I've been trying to do this stuff? Or you could take a look at some others we have, like Code Learning Point or Ugly Homes Georgia. Like that guy, he's got signs all over Georgia pointing people to my domain. Because I bought the domain, he had the signs, and now I'm getting traffic for people looking to sell their house. How many of you guys are like, dude, that makes so much sense? When looking at what the site looked before, you could look at Wayback Machine. However, I will tell you, do not use the content, because when you buy a domain, you did not buy the rights to their content. So that's something I don't do. That is something some people in the industry do. I do not. I build my own content because I want to make it better. I don't want it exactly like it is for them. Because if I could rank, instead of number 41, if I could rank number 5 for this, that word is money. I don't care who you are, 1,500, 240, these people are selling this stuff. If I could rank for this, I will have money. And I know, I just talked to a golfer who does golf affiliate stuff. This is probably him here. I think he's called Let's Play Through. Popular golf channel. Dude makes a fortune doing affiliate marketing with golfing. And if I could rank for this, boom, and I already got the head start. How many of you guys, if you, let's say I charged you $500 or $1,000 for this domain, you would still think it was a good deal. If not, I have not done my job, because that would be a damn good deal. If you do, type 500 in the box. If you're like, yeah, for $500, hell yeah. Perceptive Golf, it's got the links on point. It's got a domain that's worth money. This is the biggest no-brainer in the world, right? And just to show you that I'm not just talking about my stuff, that coffee domain that guy found, that's worth $500 too. It's probably worth a little bit more. I think this one's worth more as well. When we start to look at this, we're like, wait a minute. So you could literally get an undervalued asset that people don't know how to use and make it work. And I got this one fairly inexpensively. This one cost me $50, $51.19. How many of you guys are like, dude, you got that for $51? That's a steal. Type steal if you guys see it, because this is what I want to show you. This is where we need to understand this. And if you had this as your starting point, how many of you guys are like, yeah, now I know how to make money? I literally go out there, build the site up, get the rankings it had, put the affiliate offers. This is now my business. Type business if you're like, okay, this makes sense. Because now you have that point where you can go and make it work. Now this one for the challenge is going to be one of the more pricier ones, but it's not going to be ridiculous. I think you're going to find what we have today very, very good. So how many of you guys, you're like, plain and simple, I could either go pay $736 for the tools and figure out how to do this myself and hope that I get a good domain, which I'll tell you, the guy who came up with the domain here, I look at hundreds of domains every week on our calls. Most of them are crap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a good one that you're going to build and grow. And in the challenge, because the 7-day blog challenge is free, you could go through it. You could join it today and just be like, I just want to go through it free, Marcus. I don't want to pay for nothing. Or you can get a head start, get a domain now. When we go through that challenge, you'll have something to build. How many of you guys want to go that route? Type head start if that's you, because I got a bunch of these that you can go through and use. Now, there's two options you can do here. You see, they're worth the money. There's two options you can do. There's one that is, let's pull up the link. There's one like this, where you can get them for $97. These would be ones like the golf one would be $297 because, I mean, come on. It's in the golf niche. Those are highly sellable. It's got a $1,200 value. It's got rankings and backlinks, and they're all on point. It's tight-knit. That thing is a business set up in a box. I think it's worth it. It's probably worth more than that, but I want to get you guys these because what I want to do in this challenge is I want you guys to get fast results, and I want you to tell me your fast results. Because when someone's like, hey, dude, I used your domain, and now I'm ranking for these 10 golf terms for something that cost $1,000, I want to use that because I want to make this the best blog challenge ever, and you guys are going to be the ones that we're going through and using this with. That's why these domains are so important. Or you could go through and look at other domains we have, like maybe, let's see if we can find one that would fall under the $100 one, so I can show you the difference. $300 ones, they cost me more, they're worth more, they have better links. If you were going to go for a different one, let me pull up my GoDaddy here. GoDaddy auctions. So for the $100 ones, and what kind of budgets are you guys looking for? I'll go through a bunch. If you're $297 budget, type $297. If you're $97, type $97. We're going to show you the best of both worlds for everything. If you can afford $297, it is going to put you farther. I'm just saying, I mean, just because I could get a better domain for that. But when we look at these, let's say you had something like firmwaresupport.com. That's actually pretty good. I should put that in the 300 column, but I'd probably do that as a 97. So looking at this here, actually, yeah, this should be a 300 one. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, looking at all that traffic there, firmware support, let's see what this would be valued at. And I do have a lot of these, Dynadot, I do have a lot of these that would fall under the 97 as well. So let's see. The contract guys, okay, that's gonna, so 670 on that. Had good backlinks. Contract guys, this is for like contracts. So you want to make money with Etsy and stuff, you be the contract guy, where you go through and you talk about freelance photography content. Like, how many of you guys are like, this makes so much sense? All the people who are like, just go make something with ChatGPT and sell it on Etsy. Well, this is giving you the thing. It's giving you the traffic. You put it together, bada bing, bada boom, now you're in business. Does it take some work? Of course it takes work. I'm going to show you how to do that. Megan says, this makes sense, but I don't have the right domain. That's why you're going to sign up today. I'm going to give you the domain, right? So I'm going to give you the right domain. So if you came to me and you said you like contracts or whatever, there you go. This would fall under the 97, or maybe, what's this? This is a weird one. I don't know what a Hadoop is. Hadoop lessons. Okay, so it looks like this is programming. So this would be for like AI programming, or maybe even free guitar source. This one would be, I could do this for a 97. This would be one you would use to promote to promote. All right, Marco, is your computer working okay there? Okay. I thought there was something there. So now we're going to see here, okay, this is all about guitar stuff. There's a ClickBank offer for guitars. You go there, boom, done deal. You build it up, you make it work. Again, I don't know which ones exactly are available. Some might be other people's, but we have a lot at the 97. The better ones are at the 297. Mind, Life, Spirit, that would be a good one. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build them up. What does contracts have to do with Etsy? Oh, I'll show you. What you're going to learn here is I'm the best friend you're going to have in the business because I've been doing this so freaking long that I see those. So a lot of people might be like, okay, I don't know what to do. How does that work with Etsy? Well, I've just been doing this too long, and watch what happens. Etsy.com. We're going to go here. Etsy, did I spell it right? Yes. So Etsy.com, I'm going to do a filter, I'm going to do a keyword, and I'm going to do contract. What people are doing is they're selling contracts as templates on Etsy, and boom, there it goes. Megan says, if I buy the domain from you and then I create the website and build it up. Exactly. And you're going to go through the challenge. So the challenge, you get the domain. We're going to show you how to set it up. We're going to walk you through it. We're going to give you support. We're going to help you. We're going to show you everything you need to do. So now with contract, look at this. Cleaning contract template, interior design contract, weird contracts, photo booth content, contract, debt, wholesale. Are you guys seeing why that's an Etsy play? That's how, like, when I buy a domain, I don't know how to explain it, but because I've done this so long, do you guys want to see the process real quick? I'll try to do the best I can, but it's like a mix of I've been doing it too long, and I literally trained my brain to be this way. So what I do is instantly, when I see one, I'm going to see Heart of Codes. Okay, is that about programming? If it is about programming, I'm probably going to do an AI play. It had some rankings, matrix of this, Oracle competitors. This is an AI play. It has India traffic. I'm going to see if it's US. Boom. Yes, this would be an AI play. Competitors, actually, no. This is going to be a business play, like a startup, right? Like, how did Starbucks start up? What are Microsoft's competitors? Yeah, this is a business one. So think like starter story. Okay, did you see how fast that was? And that's me explaining it. So when I do this on my own and I'm looking at domains, I'm like, boop, boop, boop. Here's what I know what to do. Here's the affiliate offers. I've been doing this too damn long. I know exactly what I'm doing. That's why I buy domains like this. And when we start to understand, hey, wait a minute, here's one for mental strength professional. This one here, that's pretty good. Chakras, personality development, Reiki. We had a guy on yesterday's webinar that was looking for one like this. So what I would do is go through. How many of you guys are like, yes, I want to do this? You're going to choose whatever your budget is. If you could choose 297, if you can swing it, trust me, do it. It's going to be a better domain. Like, I'm not making that much more because the domain cost me more, but you're going to get a better bang for your buck at the 297. If your budget is 97, I'm going to do the best I can with the 97 level. We're going to try to get you one. There's going to be a list you could choose from, and until we decide on one together, like you decide, you're like, hey, no, I do. Yes, I don't. Until you are like, okay with it, that's not the one you get. So we can keep going back and forth. Do try to pick quick because I want you to use them in the challenge. So the link is now in your chat box. You can also go to blogprofitnetwork.com. I have the link right here for the quick rank domain. You can click that. You're just going to fill this out. First name, last name, email, all of this info here. You can see it's a totally secure form. Choose your budget. Again, I have some really good ones at 297, and I think you'd be hard pressed to like not build it up and sell it for at least that. Like this, Matrastic or Mattrastic. This was a mattress one, right? And it has rankings in the mattress niche, and it's a brandable domain. Like I could probably go to a mattress company if I had the time and sell that for $1,000 or something. So starting to look at that is key. Barbara, these are more premium domains, so I would recommend getting one of these. I think I think everyone on this call, regardless of what you've gotten from me, if you don't have a domain for this challenge, get one, because this is going to be the one that you're going to build with. Let me get you a clickable link. I don't know, Gemini or Google changed it since there. Let's see. There we go. Here's clickable link. Let me know if that one works. So you're going to go there. The fast ranked domains are usually an easy way to get traffic. I've been doing this since 2003. Domains with backlinks and niche specific rankings. Now, here's the kicker. I'm going to give you all the reports. So you don't need a $700 a month keyword tool. I'm going to give you the report. And you just go in there and you're like, okay, here's the report. Here's what I follow along. We're going to give you some plugins to use. We're going to give you some strategies. We're going to show you the whole 9 yards. All you got to do is say, Marcus, I'm willing to give this a try. I will get a domain even at $97. I mean, come on, you've spent more than that on products that probably wasted more time than they were worth. This is going to give you that starting point that you need. So use the link there. If you guys have any questions, I'll put the timer up and we'll get your guys' questions. Let me see if I can find it here. So go ahead and use that link. If you have questions, type them in the box and I'll be right back with you. All right, so let's see here. The dog wants to say hi. Come on. Okay, maybe she doesn't. How hard is it to learn how to rank? And can I add the 297 later? You would have to get a different domain later. Like, I mean, this offer is not going to be around forever. So, I mean, I would get it now if I were you. The ranking isn't hard to do. The domain is why we get the rankings. So that's what we want to do. How important is it to get Ahrefs? With this offer, you don't need a keyword tool. We're going to give you the reports. So done deal. And you'll get the report. So what I would do is I would go through and I would get this. Norman, what happened to the step-by-step procedure? That's it. So that's how you buy the domains, right? So this was step-by-step on part 1, which is buying the domains. What you're doing is looking for domains that work. Was there any questions on that? Okay, Megan signed up, good. Yeah, so the domain is everything. So what we're gonna do, Robert says, I'm more interested in a guitar type domain or a programming with AI. I have tons of those. I buy guitar, I buy AI all the time. I make it all, I mean, those are niches I always buy in. Like mortgages are always a niche I buy in. Really cool. I purchased a domain for another program. Can it be for this offer? It's up to you. The fragrance one would be a 297 sterling. Let's see. Do we get the strategy? You get the strategy and keyword reports with any domain. 97, 297, don't matter to me. Because I want you to do well. Like, I don't want you to fumble around. I want you to do really well. So that's the key. I don't know why this dog is just... Do you sit here and just let me pet you and you don't have to cry? She's not used to the office house, so we walked her over here this morning, and she's used to our other house. Does the 97 have rankings? Yes, they do. So the 97s will have rankings. I'll show you an example of them. It would be like, let's see. Where do we go? You know what? Let's go to Domain Toolbar. That'll have it. Domain Toolbar. There we go. So an example of a 97 would be, come on, click, like this here. And everyone that follows my stuff should do this challenge with a domain, because after, you're going to come back and look at me and be like, dude, I am so happy I did that, because now I have a starter and I have the starting point and I'm ready to go. And it's not even like, it's like a head start point. So let's say if you were going to go for, let's say, Ace's bed bugs, okay? There's products. This is why I buy them. Again, I know there's products on ClickBank, on OfferVault that are for bed bugs. So what we're going to do is go here, and this would be an example, right, like this. And the rankings for this one, okay, that would, oh, there we go. Yeah, show results. There you go. So the rankings for this one, Aces bed bugs I would do for 97. I think that's fair on your end. For me, probably not. For me, I'd probably try to get more, but I have a lot of domains. What I want to do is I want to get these rocking and rolling with you. So here's all about bed bugs, right? Look at that. Do bed bugs junk 62. That'll rank eventually in AI. Probably already ranks in AI. Organic bed bug treatment, boom. That's jackpot right there. So now we're looking at this and we're like, okay, it ranks for all the bed bug stuff. Let's go to Dynadot. Okay, so we'll go Dynadot. And we'll see what this goes for. Let's see. I'll give you, so you could go to the page I'll give you at the end to show you where to look at domains. And you could tell us what you like. And then, we'll tell you which category it fits in. So I buy the domain, build it up, get more rankings. How do I get money? So let me show you. So Norm, you're going to go here. You see that it's worth the money. Damn, this is, okay. Yeah, this would probably be a $300 one, but hey, you know what? I told someone 97, so if you're the one who gets that, congratulations to you. If you sell it for a lot, please tell me, because I want to brag about you, which is cool. I think I heard you say you'll get a list of instructions on the 97. So you're going to get the course, right? So the 7-day blog is the instructions, but we're also going to give you, we'll show you the rankings, we'll show you the everything, okay? So with Aces bed bugs, you saw, according to that, worth a lot of money, okay? Going through here and looking at where we're going to get this, okay? Then we're going to go through it. So the free challenge it's starting next week. So if you're on my list, you will get that, right? So we're going to go there. Nico, if you got an issue, use our support. So if you have an issue or you need your domain, use our support site, pcmoneymaking.com. We have 3 calls a week. You just go here and get the help. All right, so now going through, let's take a look at BedBug's affiliate program. So if we go OfferVault, okay, and we'll go BedBug, right, like this. Okay, BedBug, there we go. So this one, BedBug Exterminator, $2 to $30 a lead. So I would do leads for this, okay? Then I would go to ClickBank, I believe has a product. Let's see here. So we got, you can see I actually do get sales in ClickBank. Let's go here, BedBug. So that's not what we want. Let's see, this one here, self-help BedBug. Okay, this is getting the wrong kind of bed, but you'll see a lot of BedBug type stuff. Exterminator. There you go. No, that's okay. We'd have to figure out where it's at, but I know there's a BedBug product on here that's like $60 commission, which is really cool. I want to do golfing. What about the golfing you did today? I think it's available, so you would do the $297 on that. Yeah, so $297 and just tell us you want golfing. I do have other golf ones, so we're pretty cool. Diomaceous Earth is the best way for bed bugs. There you go. That would be a good one for you, Sterling. Get the bed bug one if you know about them. Make it work. But you're going to see that these have great value, and when you understand how it works, you can go from there. Brian, you can pay the difference if you want that one. Yeah, so if you want that one, you just write into our support and say, hey, I want to pay the difference. Or Brian, since you just got it, order the $297 and I'll void the other one. The way you pay is you just go to the site right here. Okay, you're going to go to this link right there. Pollyanna, we can choose the domain. Just tell Tina and we'll get you sorted on there. And then let's see what else we got. So yeah, if you want that one, let's see, where'd it go? Golfing. If you want the golf one, just do the $297 and I'll void the other one out. Let's see. Nico. Yeah, you would need to get on the calls. We have a lot of calls. So, like, if you're not getting support, it's because you're not in the right spot. You just need to go, like, literally PCmoneymaking.com, which is the same order site. You go there, you put a ticket in. If you're not getting a response, you can get us on live chat. You can get us on one of the live calls. We have the best support that's out there. So, yeah. If the 97 is your budget, can I do a golf? Yeah, I could find you a golfing one. It won't be as good, but it'll be a good start. Let's see, domain, toolbar. Let's see if I have other golfing ones. I usually do. I always buy golf ones. Golf. Yeah, so we have several golf ones. And then I have some new ones that are not included in here. But yeah, the 297 is definitely going to give you the better route. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this link here. Isaac, can you do the 297? Let's see. And then Nico, I'll have to find you in there. Let's see, where'd you go? Nico. Can you type your email in, Nico? I'll look you up there. Guitar-related one? Yeah. Guitar ones, I always buy guitar ones because I know a lot of my students like those. But yeah, we'll come back with some options for you. That'll be good. All you got to do is you'll see examples. This is just an example list just to show you the idea. Robert, Christian Faith Living or Bible Hearts? Bible Hearts is the best one. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so that'll get you started. But this is something like, I mean, it's almost a no-brainer because, like, if you had the golf one or something like that, like, it would be hard. If you tried to sell it, in my opinion, results not typical, applied, or guaranteed, in my opinion, it would be really hard to get less than $300 for that. So what you're getting is something of value. This isn't like another course. It's not like another, go fend for yourself. This is the real deal. You say, I want a domain. You make it work. You're like, okay, Marcus, show me the way, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do step by step. We're going to build it together. We're going to make them work. We're all going to get results. So, like, those who don't join, they'll be like, well, those people got ranking. You're going to feel bad, right? It's just saying. I know I do. Like, I see people who do stuff. Like, right now, there's people in Facebook getting just tons of visitors. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have gotten on board with that. I am getting on board with it because for me, FOMO pushes me forward. I'm like, you don't want me when I got FOMO because I'm like, I ain't missing out. I'm going to do it better than you all. That's what I do. So going through there and looking at that, you're good. I should expect an email regarding the 7-day challenge. Yes. Watch your email. Make sure all of my emails are whitelisted because that's where you're going to get the info. Right? You are going to get it. We will talk about it a little bit on YouTube, but not much. But going through there is key. So fill that out. I'll show you some other domains. You guys want to go through some more while we're waiting? It'll show you kind of the idea of what's going on. And then let's see. So let's get domain toolbar. We'll show you some others. Let's go to this here. So we'll show you some of the 297 ones, and then I'll show you the others as well. So like 3D printing ratings. And again, I don't know, some of these might be taken already. I don't have that list. I just want to show you what it would look like at the 297. And if it is available, sure, by all means, snag it up. 3D printing ratings. This is all about 3D printers. Again, it had 1,000 rankings in Google. Like, you telling me these listings aren't worth like a couple of pennies each? Of course they are. And looking at what they are, we got 3D printers, Monopice, whatever that is, American Filament. This is all on-point 3D printer stuff. How many of you guys are like, dude, this totally makes sense? So I can make a site about 3D printers. Companies pay a lot of money for this traffic. Boom. Or let's say you got account closers. This is an interesting one where it was about how to close different accounts at banks and mortgages and things like that. Look at this. 5,000 visitors a month it had. Get out of here. Like, how to close an Ally account, how to close a bank account. So you make all this content about how to close a bank, which, okay, pretty simple. you go to ChatGPT just to show you how to make content, and we're going to walk you through this in the challenge where you go through and say, let's make a how-to on how to close this. And it'll make the how-to, and boom, there you go. We make it work. Super simple. Check your balance. Stop automatic transaction. That's a pretty solid rating there. It'll show you how to do it. You can even talk about like credit cards and things like that. That would be where the money's at in this, or opening a new bank account. That's where the money's at in this. Super cool. That'd be a $297. Artificial turf. We talked about this one. Actually, I think I built this one up where we'll go through and use this. Right, like this. Yeah, the request domain button doesn't mean much at all. We have to respond back to make sure you get it. So this is all about artificial turf, which is a super expensive market. These companies pay a fortune. Marco, my case study to confirm what Marcus is saying. I bought a domain yesterday here. GoDaddy value, GoDaddy value 517, Dyna.value 2458. By the way, I build websites for a living. I'm not a rookie. This stuff has value for the ones on the edge. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, I think the hardest part is convincing people who want to start a business. This is a massive overview where the value is at, because a lot of people don't get it. They don't see the light, and that's why you're struggling, because you think the value is in the busy work. The value is not in the busy work. Everyone thinks it is. Everyone can go to ChatGPT and make a shitty article. Everyone can, which means it's not valuable. What's valuable is this. If you look at the domain industry, watch, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Domains sold, let's say, I think they're 2 days behind, 9/25/2025. Let's see if we can find it here. Usually they'll have, there we go, September 24th, that's good. So these are the domains that sold. They put an image, interesting. So you got irondoorservices.com sold for $1,000. Let's see what it looks like. Irondoorservices.com rankings. Gee, this looks a lot like what we're doing, and that sold for $1,000. Now, is it going to sell? We don't know what it'll sell for. We have no idea. Some of them I've sold for a ton. Some of them I haven't sold. I have 2,600 domains. I don't try to sell them. The ones that sold are people who came to me. But if we look at this, watch. If I was to take this here, I think there's probably a better one. 5 days ago, underreported. Maybe this one. I want to find one that has them listed so I can run them through the program. And this is literally what I do on a day-to-day basis is I'm running these, looking at the programs. Let's do daily domain sale reports. But I want you to see that this is the biggest no-brainer ever, because it literally is. Like when you go through and you're like, okay, this is what's selling. This is how it works. So this is, let's see, what's this one? Okay, so here's the daily ones. There we go. So this is June. It's old. I wonder if we can get the newer ones. I forgot how to get to them. Posts. That is, why is that the older one? Is it up here? Threads. I know there's a way to find like the recent ones. Let's ask old ChatGPT. And if you guys are signing up, let me know. That way I get a head count. Again, you're getting something of value to use with the course. Where do I find daily domain sale reports, auction data from 2 days ago? Should have it here. Let's see. I have to get out of here, but I signed up for the 297. Greg, good to have you in the 297. That is the best way to go. We're going to show you how to build content. We're going to show you how to build them up. We're going to show you eventually, if you want to sell them, how to do that. A lot of cool stuff. Saeed, keep an eye on your email. We are going to have this as a challenge. This is a new thing, so you may or may not get an email. You'll get a receipt email, but we're going to give you instructions as we go. Okay, so now name bio. Okay, where's the link? Link me to name bio's latest. All right, what this will do is it'll show you. Hopefully it gets us the latest one. Okay. Oh, here we go. September 27. So do they have here? So this is September 26. So just so you see how it works, right? Kurt, good to have you on board. I think I've seen your name come across my desk before. Have you ordered other stuff or been on a webinar before? It sounds familiar. So going here, I have a ridiculous memory when it comes to stuff like this. You could see that on September 26th, this is the market nobody talks about. Randy, is the 97 going to be charged to me every month? Nope, one time. That's it. You own the domain, you're good to go. You take your domain, you go build it up, and you're good. This is not a monthly thing. So we can see a lot of people talk about all kinds of industries, but this one, $571,000 on one day. So this is a billion-dollar industry here. And now we're seeing, okay, what sold? Shortcode.io. Damn, I wish I bought that one. That's pretty cool. Actually, that ends on the 30th. That's a pretty good name as for just names. Current price, $900. Let's see the sales with history. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all these domains, and these are the wonderful little tools I have that give me the advantage in finding domains as well. Let's do Ahrefs. How do I choose a name and submit it to you, Tina? So everyone who orders, after you order, just go to pcmoneymaking.com, open a ticket. So click on Submit Ticket, put your info in here, and then it should have a spot to ask about domains. Domain name purchase. Just go here and say, I purchased a 97. I need to pick a domain. Tina is the only one who does tickets, so she talks to me half the week. She's here in the office, so we'll help you with that. Okay? So now going through, let's put all these in Ahrefs under batch analysis. Okay, so we'll go, it does 500 at a time, so I got to shrink it down a bit. What we're going to do is see, based on the ones that sold, do they have rankings? Do we have a login? You will not have a login yet. All right, so let's do by keywords. This is just the domain site. So we'll get past these. Calcu M2. Interesting that that sold for quite a bit, but you're seeing course exercises PDF. Is that about exercises? If it is, that would be one I'd look at. Okay, it is. It's French, so I probably wouldn't get that one just because I don't know French. But you could see here, cars 12 volt. Okay, so that's for car batteries or something. Or maybe little cars for other stuff, so little sidecars and things like that. Scooters. Yeah, so it's like Vespas and stuff. Outdoor something. On and on we go. But you're seeing, okay, vinyl car wrap shop. That's pretty cool. You could do one about vinyl. Here's one for exposure view. That's either cameras or something weird. We'll see there. Okay, if you guys are getting me on live chat, I am the world's worst multitasker. Just leave it open. I'll answer you after. So now we have, let's see what else. Exposure. Okay, so that's, yeah, we don't want that one. I don't do those kind of sites. I know some clients do. That's not my cup of tea, though. But yeah, you'll see, like my affordable storage, dude, that's solid. That would sell. Now, it's a local one, but if you were to look at Anniston Septic, Anniston is a city in Alabama. My family goes way back there. My client is ranking number 1. He's been there for years. And again, these people are paying. My client is not. How many of you guys are like, dude, that's value? Type value, sign up for a domain. Anyone on the fence? You should not be on the fence if I did a good job showing you, like, this is the real deal. This is where it's at. You build it up. At the end of the day, worst case scenario, you learn something and get rankings. and have something of value. Best case scenario, you turn it into a business, right? And that's something where, I mean, there's nothing like this on the market. Like, you're going to go through and see all kinds of stuff. George got in for $297. Awesome. Yeah, so get signed up. If you can do the $297, that's definitely the better of the offers. The link is in the chat box. If you guys have other questions, let me know. And we'll have a call to help you pick your domains and help you and everything like that. Cool stuff. Let's see. I think I have... Do I know when the next class will be? So I'm going to promote the blog challenge a little bit more because I want more people to be in it. I'm going to say probably next week it'll start. But yeah, you guys are going to have a head start because you can start building this stuff. And some of it will be recorded, so I'll do it live with you, and then the other people will get the recording. So those who get the domain are not just going to get the domain, you're going to get extra help with me. Boot camp goes on as scheduled. Yeah, boot camp, we do those like 3 or 4 times a year. So yeah, good way to go. All right, guys, any questions on what we went over? I have so many good ones here. Surf with Money. This is a finance one. So surfwithmoney.com. Good name. Not that great of rankings, but is a good name. Let's do Totally Freebies. This one, whoever gets one like this is solid because this is going to go for the idea of doing social media where you just talk about where to find freebies, which is cool. Bootcamp and 7-day challenge at the same time. Yeah, I think it's great. If we buy the domain, do we need to get hosting? Yes, you will need hosting. And I will show you where to get hosting. Does anyone else need the link for that? It's like $5 a month, I think. It's this link here. So hosting here. This will give you a head start. So that's your hosting link. I think it's like $5 a month for the year. What you want is the power plan so you can have multiple domains. Yes, you need hosting to get your website up and running. So you're going to choose domain later. You don't need the backup. So it's about $55 for the year, or if you want to go month to month, it's more expensive month to month, but do whatever you want. I would do the year just because like 3 months equals a year. So the hosting link is here. Here's the direct hosting link here. And bada boom, bada bang, there you go. Now, let's take a look at a couple others. We have a little bit more time to go through them, and the dog finally is quiet now that the webinar is over. Let's see, we have AI Top Rank. So this is for AI search engine rankings. It did have some history, which is fantastic. Todd did a 297. All right, Todd. So here's one here. AI Top Rank. This is all for AI. I mean, this will sell. Like it ain't even a question. And all you do is set it up and it's like, okay, this is about AI ranking. You build it up, you make it work. Super straightforward. Hopefully you guys are understanding this is about building a business from something. This is about focus. This is about straightforward. How do we build it? How do we grow it? How do we make it work? How do we not look back? I mean, imagine you wake up tomorrow and you're like, damn, I got AI Top Rank, which is worth money. So we'll go, let's do Dynadot since GoDaddy's being stupid. And I will say, Dynadot isn't the most perfect. Kurt, yeah, you could have AI Top Rank. As long as it's not someone else's. I don't think it is, but I don't have that list. So I just want to make sure in case someone else already has it. Damn, look at that. So that's 3,100. Dynadot, we have a little acronym called Dynadot Smoked Pot. So, I mean, do I think that would sell for $3,000 today? Probably not. Do I think I could sell it for $297? 1,000%. I mean, I think so. Of course, what's it worth now? Like $50. That's what I paid for it. Full transparency. With the $297, are we going to get skills? Yes, you're going to learn the skills. You're going to learn how to set it up. You're going to learn the plugins, the tools, how to write content. It's going to be an amazing challenge. I'm actually doing this because I need to force myself to teach this stuff because I want to start running some ads again. And this is going to be about that, right? So now we're going to go through. Here's the link again. We are getting down to the wire, so if you want one of the best ones, sign up now and don't look back. Let's take a look at a couple others. We got, where did our list go? There we go. So animal ones, compare meds, if you want to compare like different types of meds. Unscramblers, these usually are good. And just to show you, Economics Explainer, this is one I would have sold for $297, but this is my domain. So there you go. Yes, the $290, any domain. So the training is free. The 7-day blog challenge is free. We're just giving you the head start. So if you want a head start, do the $297 or $97 or whatever you can afford. The training will be with it. So just to show you, Economics Explainer, if I didn't build this one myself, it would be a $297. It's already ranking. Like, here you go. Look, here's the dip. I built it up. Traffic came back. You can see we're actually ranking in ChatGPT and stuff too. I actually do get traffic on this. I see it coming in. I track my stuff like a maniac. And if you were to Google like human once, boom, here we are. Randy, yes, I have a ton in fishing and camping. Yep, 100%. I buy those. I actually have like drone fishing. If you can do the $297, I have a really good drone fishing one. Ultimate drone fishing. This would be a $297. Watch this. It's for all the fishing drones, which are expensive. Has rankings, or had rankings. I think it has a few. But back in the day, your traffic was pretty on point. Yeah, so fishing drones for sale, it was ranking number 3. Shark rigs, Trident drone, shark waterproof drone. That would be a good one. If you don't like the drone angle, I do have other fishing ones. We got, but that one is a zinger. Fishing Solve, I think, is taken. I'm not positive. Do you have a domain for Freelancer? I do, yeah. I have both 97 and 297 in that one. 97 has no rankings. No, they all have rankings. So I only buy domains that have history. So here's one for like different types of fishing Solve. But I don't know if this is a client's or not. I'm not sure. So I don't want to promise it to you, but it could be an option. Let's see. Yeah, if you get the $297, Nico, go ahead and sign up for that. I'll check on your ticket. I mean, chances are Tina probably responded. You probably just didn't get it. So you'd want to check your email. But I'll pull that open and see. But if you're doing the $297, go ahead and get that now. And I'll check on your ticket here. Yeah, so Fishing Solve, I mean, that one, it's probably got a fantastic, let's see, Fishing Solve. 35, it's close. I think if I was going to sell that one. So I'm not seeing any tickets from you, Nico. What help desk did you use? And was it that email? Like, I don't even see that you're registered at the ticket thing. Oh, it was on a live chat. Okay, so you would want to go to live chat now. I do have it open. So if anyone wants to ask a question on live chat, you literally just go to our sales page, scroll to the bottom, click this. It's either me or Tina who's on here. Sometimes we have Alina on here as well. But yeah, use that. So Nico, use that, leave it open after the webinar. I'll come on and show you that. Okay. So let's see, what else were we doing? Nico, let me see if you show up in my live chat records. Where did you order? What did you order? Because I don't see the transaction receipt either. Let me check my other thing. Class is going to start next week. Okay, I see it in here. Can you try to put in a ticket, Nico? Just go to PCMoneymaking.com. Yeah. Try putting in a ticket here now, please. Yeah, you always want to put a ticket in because that's going to tell Tina what you need. And she will make sure that you get help. Me, I try, but I have a lot going on. So yeah. Okay, Nico, use that link, try to do a ticket. All right, so any other questions? Again, it is first come, first serve, so if you want one of those domains, use that now. We are getting down to the wire, so definitely don't delay. Any questions on it? Can I get the golf? If it's available and if you got in at the right price, Sean, did you sign up already? That would be a $297. So if it is available, I mean, it is first come, first serve. So yeah. Let's see. And so far, no one has claimed it. So I'm going to say, yeah, the support department's fine, Nico. Yeah, so Sean, I'm going to say if you sign up now, the odds of you getting that are pretty good. All right, guys. Any other questions? Again, you're going to get the full report, the whole rundown, everything. Make sure you do get your web hosting. That is something you will definitely need to make it work. If you have hosting, you can use what you have. However, it is better to go with what we recommend because it's going to be that much easier and you're going to be able to follow along better instead of like, oh my gosh, his is blue, mine's red, what do I do? It'll help you with that. Okay, so I'm going to put that up, and let's see, where did the link go? Here's a link. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes or so, and then I'll be back, take a couple questions, and then we'll hit it from there. But I think we've gone over a lot of good stuff. Again, these domains are where it's at. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we'll take some questions. All right, guys. Any questions, type them in. Okay, any other questions? We'll take them for a little bit. EV car tips. Which one is that? EV car tips. Is that one I own? We'll give you emails for you will get emails for the course for the 7-day thing. Okay, Kurt, I'd love to pay to learn from you personal shit. Yeah. EV car tips. So where did you see EV car tips listed? Come on, dog. Gwenny, come on. Domain toolbar. Let me see if I own that one. Okay. Come here, whiny dog. Why you whining? All right. Anyone else on the fence? Let me know. Sean, signed up. Can you put with golf? Yes. If the golf is available, you got it. You are the first one to say you wanted that one, so I'm pretty sure you're golden. Okay. There they are. Now you can stop whining, dog. She whined the entire time. Except for like 5 minutes where she laid there. So we did a webinar with a crying dog. She's just not used to the office house. She doesn't know that it's like 3 seconds from. All right, so go ahead and get signed up if you guys have not yet. EV car tips, if that's one of mine, I think if it's available, sure. Let's see, where was that? GoDaddy. Oh, you got a fish. There we go. Here, bring it over here. Bring it over here because we were doing. Everyone wanted a fishing domain. The dog knew. This is what she got. The dog knew we needed a fishing domain. Here's your fish. Hey, get your fish. See there you are. See people. You can see the people. All right, gotta love dogs. Okay, let's see. We're looking at the EV domain for Todd. Let's see. So why is Namecheap so strict about security? Because I was going to get a domain on Namecheap for $2 and I got a refund. They canceled my order. Don, I don't know why that is. They're usually pretty good. Did you guys ever see the video I did where I accidentally bid $15 million on a domain name? And Namecheap was very good about it because I bid 15 million and it kept going up and going up and going up. And I'm like, holy crap, am I going to be on the hook for buying this thing if it goes to like 250 grand? Because I don't want it. I was like out at 1,500. And I went to put 1513 and it put 15 million, 1,300, 15, whatever. And it was that was a scary morning. And then Comey, are you on the webinar also? Get yourself signed up. We'll get you going from there. So EV car, was it? Damn, I own that? That's a good domain. Yeah, if you're at the 297, you're good. Can I go for Namecheap? What do you mean, can you go for Namecheap? I don't know what that means. Comey, can you sign up at the 297? If you can, we'll teach you everything. That's the best way to get. If you're looking to do affiliate marketing, this is the best way to start. Like hands down, there is nothing better than this because you're going to have to learn it. Even if you have a high ticket niche or something else from me, this is a good starting point to go also. So I'll get you guys that link again. Domains. Here it is, bada bing, bada boom. And we'll give you some bonuses too, which is pretty cool. So, any other questions? I think we're good for now. Go ahead and click that link. Don says, is it normal they ask for your payment descriptor? I've never been asked that. I guess they want me to verify I was the only one paying for it. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that either. You might want to check, like maybe you have a weird firewall or something. Let's see. All right, guys, so that's about it for today. I'm going to give you the link again. Thomas says, is it better to promote high-ticket affiliate offers or just offers that pay less and easier to convert? Promote the offer that fits your traffic best. So like if you're in that fishing drone one, it don't matter if it's high-ticket or low-ticket, it fits your traffic. So super important. Don, get another account at Namecheap. Like, that's what I would do. I'd just get another one. To be clear, I have the HTN. Do I need a separate domain for the 7-day? It is recommended. You don't need one, but it is recommended because it is going to make it that much better for you and that much quicker, and you'll have it. I mean, that's why I priced them to be kind of silly, where it's like, you're even. Like, if you build it up and go sell it, I think you'd have a hard time not selling it for what you bought it for, right? That's why I wanted to make it so simple that it's like, if you don't do this, I would kind of question the business sense, right? Like, that's kind of like, come on, $97, you should be able to get a domain, build it up, get it going. I think it's going to teach you a lot, which will be great, okay? Exactly, Robert, it helps to build it together. And we're going to use AI for the whole gamut, so, I mean, you don't even have to have, you're going to learn all the skills. So even if you don't know what you're doing, all you got to do is sign up, say, Marcus, I'm willing to give it a shot, I will follow. You go there, you get it. We'll send you info tonight about hosting and everything. Keep an eye on your email. Check your spam boxes just in case, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. So use the link, sign up. We'll show you how to do that with AI, how to build it up like a business. We'll make money together in the 7 days. It's going to be great. So get signed up. You got a couple of minutes, and we'll see you in the next training. Thanks for being here.